Hi, Virgo, and welcome to your weekly tarot forecast for February 10th through February 16th, 2020. This week, we don't have a whole lot going on astrologically. We do have Mercury going retrograde in Pisces and Capricorn, Mars moving into Capricorn on Sunday, but we'll discuss that more in next week's reading as that energy will impact next week more so than this week. We do have Valentine's Day this week, so happy Valentine's Day to all the Virgos out there. I am wishing you guys so much love and happiness and blessings this week. Okay, let's see what Archangel is walking with you this week, Virgo, trying to help you out with life. Ooh, we have Archangel Gabriel coming through. And that is the archangel that brings the divine messages. And, we have vindication down here, all right, as the primary message attached to Archangel Gabriel. So, Virgo, it's like the universe is speaking to you this week. Everywhere you look, through unrelated conversations. You could be having a conversation with your coworker and they just start telling you this weird story, and it like makes lights go off in your head about something completely unrelated to your coworker in that story, but makes sense of something that you're going through in your life, and you're like, oh my gosh, I never looked at it that way. Okay, so really pay attention to everything this week. The universe is speaking to you on so many different levels, through nature, through your dreams, through signs, through synchronicity, through repetitiveness, through repeating numbers, through conversations with the people in your life, through song lyrics, through things you're reading and seeing on the internet. Like, it's just everywhere this week, Virgo. It is time for you to understand and to receive some answers that you've been putting out to Spirit for a very long time. Let's pull some more cards. Okay, so we have the skull, so we have to have a shift of consciousness. It's time to get your mind right, very orderly and balanced. So that's what this energy is about, so that you could get your mind right, that understanding finally coming in for you, Virgo. Next out is the bridge, and that allows you to overcome and move beyond. Very, very nice. Next out is the comb. So it's time to clean up your act, and that could mean so many different things. Okay, Virgo, that could mean it's time to clean your space, go through everything, donate what you no longer use, reorganize, cleanse, sage and selenite, stick or wand, like just all your space in your home, in your car, in your office, just wherever you are. It's time for like a tidy up, a cleanse of really getting it together. And if it's not in your external world, it's in the mind, okay, where we've got to really become aware of the thoughts that we perpetuate over and over in our head. And if they're low vibration, taking notice of that and choosing higher vibrational thoughts, which will create higher vibrational emotions. So this is like cleaning up your act somehow, some way this week. And that's, not derogatory at all. It's like the shifting of energy. And when, you really go through stuff and you organize and you get rid of stuff you don't need or use anymore, it always feels good. I don't care what anybody says, a beautifully cleaned house from top to bottom, everything organized and in its place feels so good to me. And that's what that's about. And if it's not externally, it's internally, emotionally, or mentally, where we need to, clean up. We've got to reorganize, get things together, get your mind right, because it's time for you to overcome. Next out is the house, and this is about security and stability. But for some of you, this, cleaning up, this tidying right here has to do with your home and your environment. So, if your energy has been filling off in any way, it could have a lot to do with the energies that are stuck in your home, the place where you are most often, your home, your office, your car. And So with those coming out, many of you, it's time to just do a really big, deep clean of your space, and that will change the energy around you, which will help you out. Like it's kind of like energetic shackles that hold you down, just scattered energy. And some of it, you don't even see with your eyes, like it's energy. And that's why I suggest the sage and the selenite stick as well, or a selenite wand, just depending on what you have, to just really balance the energy and the area and feel like everything's organized. And it's like no matter what's going on in your world, Virgo, if your personal space is completely clean and organized, it's just going to make you feel better. It is. And from there, it like your mind shifts and then you really overcome. So let's pull some tarot. Remember, the whole universe is speaking to you this week to bring you answers, to bring you clarity, to give you ideas, to help you make sense of just, different things that you've been going through. Okay, we have the King of Bees, which would be the King of Swords. Virgo, that's you getting your mind right. You have that twice here. Next is the Devil. So this could involve a Capricorn. Next is the King of Moths, which is some fire energy. So Aries, Leo, Sag. Next is the Hanged Man, and that goes back to your mental body, your perception, and things shifting, getting your mind right. And then lastly, we have the World. Wow, Virgo, look at that. You have 3 major arcana and 2 court cards, okay? And they're kings at that, the King of Air and the King of Fire. So Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, Aries, Leo, Sag, and potentially a Capricorn with this Devil energy. Virgo, it's definitely time for you to come into some understanding and be able to see things from a much different perspective, because it's like a cycle is now beginning to end for you. And so with Mercury going retrograde on Sunday, that might be what some of this energy is like, the past now starting to return. And it doesn't have to be like people or situations. It could just all be brewing up from deep within you, and it's resurfacing because it's time for the completion of that, for the freedom of that for you, and the full understanding to fill your conscious mind, so that you evolve and you just grow and move beyond. And we see that here with the bridge. Now we have the World. Yeah, it's like it's time for something to come to an end. You've done the work, and now the understanding is yours. It must come in, and we need to do a bit of like cleaning and rearranging, reorganizing in our personal space within ourself as well as our mental body. So Virgo, this week it is truly all about your mind shifting and changing and seeing things from a much different light and perspective. And that's because like the whole universe is speaking to you in so many different ways this week. It's like, pay attention to everything. In fact, you should maybe even keep like a little journal about things that are just keep repeating. And sometimes, you could keep seeing, like, let's just say like an owl. You're seeing pictures of owls. You see the word owl, like owls are everywhere. You look up the spiritual meaning behind the owl, and you're like, okay, yeah, this doesn't pertain to what I'm going through right now. Sometimes, you've just got to wait a little bit longer. That owl could have a whole different meaning behind it. And it's like being imprinted in your subconscious mind, okay? Because let's just say, 2 months down the road, you're in a position to make a decision about something, and maybe this is just an example. Like, let's just say you're gambling some slot machines, and you walk over and you're feeling drawn to, a certain area, and out of a row of 6, one of those machines is like the owl slot machine, that type of thing. Okay. So sometimes when something's repeating over and over and over, you're not going to come into the understanding of it at that moment. It's being imprinted into your subconscious mind, for a reason, and that's because maybe down the road, that's going to be the sign, the trigger, the activation that makes you go left instead of going right, okay? So this week, really pay attention to everything that's repeating. That chimes within you, you know, your dreams that are interesting, just write it all down. It's all leading up to something, as well as deeper understanding starting to take place for you this week, and your consciousness beginning to shift where you see things from a different perspective. All right, let's pull some advice, Virgo. So we have preservation, and it says, reevaluate this battle you are engaged in. A hasty retreat may be in order. Self-preservation may be the only thing salvageable. So preservation in all of this to me is that reevaluation from, you know, that Mercury retrograde, the unfinished business, but it's more so you can shift your perception about something. And you know, this right here, also the reorganizing and cleaning and tidying everything up. This may be a week, Virgo, where you're very much in hermit mode. You don't want to be bothered by anybody else, okay? It's just you're in contemplation mode. You're connecting the dots in your life, and the whole universe is speaking to you this week. I swear it. I swear it, Virgo. So those are your messages, Virgo. I am wishing you all the best. Take care.